Hello and welcome everyone to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be once again ZOTAC, and this is the recent ZOTAC Cup, number 284 if I'm not mistaken. And this is the semi-finals just because the quarterfinals were, well, I mean sure there were players, but I think I deemed it unnecessary, I guess. Um, Especially one of the series, which was Sishi versus HLA, and we already seen that in like a couple series back on my channel, so not sure if you guys want to watch that again or watch something similar, I guess. So yeah, I'm just gonna do the semifinals and then the finals, and then hopefully, because my schedule is not busy with school anymore, maybe go for some StarCraft, Guild Wars, and I don't know, something else. Either way, in the bottom left we have Dhc.Yumiko, who's going to be spawning as the grey human player. And on the top right we have Apex, no not Apex, IAM.ZhouXixi, I believe that's how you pronounce it, who's going to be spawning as the blue Night Elf player. And I believe this is the first Night Elf cast I did on this channel. I definitely done quite a bit of Night Elf casts in my entire, I guess, casting experience, but yeah, this channel is recently made, about a month old I believe, or maybe it's just going up to that. So yeah, hopefully this will be good. Shishi versus Yumiko, human versus Night Elf. As you can see, Shishi started with an Ancient of War creeping. Usually Night Elf players tend to try to go and take try to take advantage of the fact that you can use your own buildings to, you know, tank the incredible amount of damage that these creeps actually dish out, and then clean them up afterwards with your ordinary units. Note, if you actually kill anyone with your ancients, you don't really get the experience. So yeah, very nice job from Shishi, just letting that Ancient of War tanking the damage, and then you know, changing targets once the creep runs low. Okay, never eat sweets when you're trying to cast. It's obviously a very big burden. You can see here that Yumiko is also creeping very well. Obviously using those militia to a great extent, taking and swarming a lot of these guys, and we can see a hiring farm being placed down next to that laboratory just in case, you know, he wants to hire a Zeppelin or maybe a Goblin Shredder. As you can see here, Footman did slip by, and well, he didn't really slip through anything. There is no wall, but Footman is going to try and deal some harassment on that Moonwell. We do see a mana burn on that Archmage. Very, very useful ability, especially against someone like the Archmage, who is kind of reliant on mana, just because, you know, he needs to summon those units, and of course, I guess, well, never mind. It was just summoning those elementals, really nothing else, because Blizzard, not usually an ability you see early on, or at least not when it actually counts, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got. As you can see, Ancient of War, as soon as it is finished creeping, will start producing those archers. It is very important that a Night Elf player always remembers those archers, because you know, you'll eventually get outnumbered by your opponent. As you can see here, I believe Shishi only has about 2, maybe his third archer's coming out as well. But as you can see for Yumiko, he's got about 6 footmen out on the field, as well as those militia, so you can easily see how easy Yumiko could actually just take this game. But yeah, you can see an archer being taken down. Very nice dust of appearance being used from that Archmage. If you don't know, since, you know, this is pretty much Night Elf first cast on my channel, most Night Elf archers, basically, how many of them? 3. I think only 2 basic units. Basically, they can just shadow melt and turn invisible during nighttime. You can see Yumiko is actually going to expand. Usually we haven't seen this in quite a long time. This is basically because the cast I've been doing was Human vs. Orc or Human vs. Undead, and those two races are, you know, so difficult to actually repel against when you're trying to expand just because of their early dominance. Orc, obviously, with that Blade Master, Farseer, Spirit Wolves, Undead, obviously the Crypt Fiends. They do so well against expansions, and we just haven't been seeing that many human players expand against those type of races. By the way, level 3 is on that Archmage. Level 2, I believe, is on that Demon Hunter, so obviously Yumiko has a slight hero advantage. We can see a Goblin Shredder being hired up from ZhouXixi. And I could see why he would actually go for a Shredder. I'll just get back to that, as we do have a Panda out as the second hero for a Night Elf. Not very strange to see that, as usually Night Elf heroes are kind of linear, I guess, or just not much variety in them. If you tend to go for a Demon Hunter, you usually go for a Tavern hero just because there's no other Night Elf hero that can really do so well to complement him with it. But if Night Elf goes for a Warden, per se, usually Warden tends to be alone, just because of how overpowered she can be at high levels, so usually you don't want to split experience with the second hero. Okay, Arcane Vault being placed down. We did see that Ancient of War being taken down from Yumiko, so we do have double Ancient of Wars here, so we are mass producing Dryads, and we're most likely going into Bears. Bears with a Master's Training. Bear form as well, very, very essential against the human player, especially when they get casters. By the way, back to the discussion on the Shredder for the Night Elf. Usually Wisps can only gather 5 lumber per trip. Well, you can't really call it a trip, but you get what I mean. However, the good side is that they don't destroy the trees while harvesting. Blade Master is a little bit of a predicament right here. Will be forced to use that TB scroll. I was really expecting that Demon Hunter to, die just before that teleportation, but it will not be the case. We do have Dryads in the field. They have a passive slow poison, I guess, hit effect, on hit effect, I don't know. And we see bears coming out for ZhouXixi. His first bear will be out very soon. Now, is bears really effective against human players? I guess you could say that, until, the actual fact that they get their Spellbreakers out. Obviously Roar and Rejuvenate, which pretty much a very vital ability for those bears, will just be denied by those Spellbreakers just because they can just steal those goody spells. We have Zeppelin moving on in, possibly going to drop very quick. That was obviously a manual drop right there for Yumiko. Quickly trying to go after that Ancient of Wonders. I believe those were Goblin Sappers that took down the Ancient Wonders, because there is no way that human army can take down an Ancient of Wonders that quick. We also have Tree of Eternity, like I said, seeing that will explain for the Demon Hunter's Orb of Venom. Goblin Shredder is going to be Staff of Preservation. A very nice job from ZhouXixi, saving a very expensive and important unit for the Night Elf army. As you can see here, Panda is at level 2. Whether or not he has Drunken Brawler or Drunken Haze, we shall see. Abolish Magic, very nice against those elementals, as they can basically unsummon those guys. So I'm wondering on whether or not Yumiko will get a Mountain King, or No, Beastmaster. Beastmaster I wouldn't recommend just because of those dryads, but we shall see. Bear is going to rejuvenate that Demon Hunter as well as use a Staff of Preservation. I believe this... There was a Wisp over here or something? I don't know. But Yumiko is very, very harassive with that Zeppelin. Hell, maybe his harassment might actually just make ZhouXixi lose his focus and, you know, get in a bad situation, seeing as, of course, Yumiko does have that expansion, so very nice advantage right there. Even the Shredder's going to be taken down. Finally, a Dryad is going to be Staff Preserved, was able to spam that Abolish Magic and take down a Elemental. Now, if you don't know why the Demon Hunter can't really attack that Zeppelin, units above trees cannot be revealed unless you have your own air unit. Demon Hunter anti-magic potion, so that is, I believe, 15 seconds of anti-magic. Oh, we have Goblin Sappers right there taking down a Moonwell, and a very nice use of those mercenaries right there. Archmage, ooh, not sure why he was not getting picked up, but that is a very nice move from Yumiko. Usually people don't go for those Sappers just because of how risky those guys are, you know, considering the amount of resources they take. How much do they take? Like almost 200 gold and 100 lumber, I believe. Last time, or at least to the best of my ability I can remember. We also have a blacksmith being placed down. Tons of upgrades are being underway. Archmage once again is going to go for that harassment. Oh, once that Archmage gets to level 6, Mass Teleport would be very, very useful for Yumiko. But Yumiko needs to be careful. Little by little, his Zeppelin is taking damage. We have mortar teams out for Yumiko. A workshop as well. Flare is being researched. We also have double Sanctums, I believe. Yeah, we have double Sanctums. Spellbreakers are being mass produced. Obviously, those bears will be obsolete very soon, and a Mountain King is going to come out. Zeppelin is going to be focused. Units will not be killed. When their Zeppelin is destroyed, they will just have a very, very long time of slow effect, and of course, that's pretty much it. Now we see those bears taking quite a bit of feedback damage from this Arcane Tower, unfortunately. So yeah, you can see that roar going over there. The Spellbreaker is going to steal it, but he's just going to place it on those peasants. This is a very strong push from ZhouXixi, but will it be enough? Obviously, Archmage took quite a beating against that Demon Hunter, but it looks like he will be able to use the TP scroll right over there and possibly try and chase out his opponent. He does have a flying machine though, so obviously for that true sight, I believe. And ZhouXixi did place down a sentry ward. Does ZhouXixi have upgrades on the way? No, he doesn't, but he's sitting on quite a bit of resources. Compared to Yumiko, I mean, it's not as much as Yumiko, but at least Yumiko is actually spending it on upgrades, which can be very essential. Spellbreakers and Footmen are 1-1. Yeah, casters don't actually benefit from any kind of upgrade. We do have about 5 bears in the field, so we shall see if that will make a differ. Zeppelin will finally be taken down. Yumiko, definitely a champion Zeppelin nonetheless. Another sentry ward is going to be placed down. Mortar teams need to start poking away at this Night Elf army. Yumiko is possibly going to face supply problems once again. Or at least that might happen if he did lose a farm. This is a little bit difficult for ZhouXixi actually, even though he is a little bit aggressive. His army is just not enough to actually face Yumiko's own army, so he needs to play careful. Very nice Breath of Fire right there, as well as some units affected by Drunken Haze, applying a little bit of a burning effect right there. We have an Illusion Bear trying to, I guess, get the attention of the human army, but that will be taken down. Breath of Fire, you can see it has really no effect on those spellbreakers. Thankfully, the Moonwells are a thing, and we'll be able to rejuvenate that panda. Oh, Rejuvenate is going to be stolen by those Spellbreakers. You can see how effective Spellbreakers can actually be against an all-out Druid of the Claw army. Once it gets to this stage, Night Elf armies are usually very difficult to actually hold up on their own against these human guys. Wow. So yeah, Shishi needs to be careful of those Spellbreakers.
A player's forces are under attack.
Hero count. Mountain King, I believe, is finally hired, and yes, he is. Freshly level 1. Yumiko will, I guess, run out of mana on that Archmage. Drunken Haze into a Breath of Fire. Very nice burning effect right there. We do have a Scroll of Healing though, so Yumiko possibly will use it. Thankfully, Demon Hunter has plenty of mana to burn, especially against these casters, but we shall see if he actually survives this. Very nice Stormbolt, but it will be all for nothing as a Potion of Vulnerability has been used. And a bear really low, actually a lot of bears very low. Needs to be careful. One staff preservation and another staff preservation, very nicely done. This bear will be able to be taken down. Slow, you can see, is a very big major factor into this, chasing these units, and another bear will be taken down. Shishi really needs all the bears he can get. So far he's just gonna go mass up Dryads as they I guess will be trying to be the counter for against Yumiko. Very nice dispel right there. I believe that was shield was dispelled. Oh, we can see this firebolt. Oh, where is it? I was honestly wanting to see that firebolt actually hit the panda. Either way, ivory towers are being placed down. Yumiko is going for a push right here, even though actually not even though, he is looking very good, Yumiko. Hasn't even used his Scroll of Healing, but it does not matter. His supply is currently 80 versus 48. You can obviously see how much this expansion has, you know, contributed to this game. As you can see, I believe almost 2,000 gold has been mined out from this. Not 2,000, wow. I thought it was 15k gold. Apparently it's a 20k gold, so it's almost 7,000 gold mined out. We can see so many Spellbreakers right now. GG from Shishi, and that is going to be game. Nicely played by Yumiko. Unfortunately, Shishi couldn't do it. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next Warcraft cast. Have a nice day.